Hey guys, what's up? This is Simon from DevTactic. Today I will show you how to use iOS modules with Objective-C code inside your React Native app. So I expect you have already a little knowledge about React Native. If not, now it might be the time to check out my Getting Started guides so you have all the tools installed. So if you've done this, we can start and create a simple demo application. So I can show you from scratch how to include your old, maybe already existing iOS code inside the JavaScript React Native code. So let's create a new project. This is especially interesting if you think about switching to React Native and already have some old code, or if you come to a point where you need some really native functions or views or whatever. So in that case, there's really no problem, because it's very simple, so follow my steps. Okay, so we got our basic project. And here's the created Xcode project. So as this is already working, you can run it and everything should be fine. So we start and add a new class, which is a Cocoa Touch class, and we name it my Objective-C class. Okay, so you might ask why we are not using Swift. Well, it's a bit harder for Swift and not working that good right now. So if you're interested in how to use Swift code in your React Native app, just let me know, leave me a comment or whatever, so I can show you. Okay, so our app is running and we're fine. Let's start. This is our header file, and we will use a technique called bridging. So first of all, we need to add the React bridge module.h, and also we need to add a protocol called React bridge module. Okay, so that's everything for our header file. Now let's go to the implementation, and first of all, there are some macros we can call to bridge our class. They're not very much macros, so you can find a list on the React Native page. And first of all, we need to call React export module. So this tells the React bridge that it should bridge our created class. Okay, so you have to type it correctly. Okay, so this is working now. Now we will, or you will have some functions or whatever. So let's see how we can export them. First of all, a very simple example. Okay, so there you already see it. It's coming from the protocol. It's called constants to export. This means at this point you can export a dictionary of, yeah, well, whatever you like. So we put in a simple key greeting, and the value is welcome to the DevTactic React Native tutorial. So at this point you can export constants if you like to or if you need to, and you can simply call them. So we will see how this works when we go to our JavaScript. Sorry. Okay, next thing is we want to export a method, and again we have to use this macro. So let's make a simple function called square.me. We pass it an integer, and as we want a result from this function, we need to return a block, or we can give it a callback, which is then performed when this function is ready. So React response sender block callback. We need to do this because all of those functions which we are bridging are called asynchronous. So we cannot just return a value or whatever like you know from your native code. So this is a bit different, but it's really no problem to just call the callback. And I learned that you should return an array of values in which the first value is the arrow code, which should be null at this point, and the second one will be our result. Oh, come on, number with int, and we just say number multiply number. Okay, so we perform the callback with the arrow code and with the result of our calculation. So this will be the square of the number. Obviously you can have other functions, you can do more stuff inside here, you can call your native code and finally call the callback with your results. So that should be no problem. If you have any questions at this point, just let me know, please. Okay, so it's fine for now. Let's go to our code. Or maybe we can already restart our app because we added files and those cannot be hot deployed or just reloaded at this point. So make sure to restart if you got any problems. Okay, so this is our React code for now. The basic template. And we need to first of all add some more to our decoupling. So we need the component, the app registry, the style sheet, text. Additionally, we need a text input field, and finally the view. Okay, perfect. Now, one thing we need to change is how we create our class. So I'm a big fan of the new ES6, so I will use that syntax, which is like this. I think it's much more readable, and yes, basically it's the future, so why not start already with using this? Okay. So additionally we need to change the render function to just render, and we are happy. Okay, so the question is, how can we import our Breeched Objective-C class? It's really simple. We just create a new variable called myObject-C class. You can obviously choose a different name, and we can just say require native modules, which is the bridging part of React Native, and dot the name of our just created class. Now all we have done is inside this variable. Okay, we want a simple view to show, well, our greeting, which should be done at this point. And also, well, I can leave that. We don't need this one, but at this point we will have the styling for the result. Here we can just use the styling for the welcome. And if you remember, we have a constant which we exported called greeting. So go to the code, we use this one, and we just say give the greeting. We might reload, maybe it's already working right now. Okay, welcome to the DevTactic React Native tutorial. It's really that easy. You just imported your native code into JavaScript. Awesome, right? Okay, let's head on. We will have a text input, and well, give it some styling. We will do that later. And whenever we change the text inside this field, we want to call a function which we obviously need to implement, but okay, so yeah, that should be working. Okay, we haven't created this function yet, so go behind your render function and create the square me function. Now, whenever the input field gets updated, this function with the value of the field will be called. Quite simple, right? Additionally, not at this point. Additionally, we want to have a constructor for our class, which first of all calls super, and then we set a variable to our state, which is the initial number. So it's just to display the result and the current number, and well, yeah, no magic. And in our result field, we obviously want to display this .state.number, which should be 0 in the beginning. Okay, yeah, we haven't done the input. No, the result, I guess. No, we haven't done result and input. Okay. So we start input and result. Let's give the input field a tiny size and some border color so we can see it a bit better. And we want to center the complete font. Okay, and the result should be also in the center. We will have a color, the font size. You don't need all those things. You can also directly continue, but I like if it's already looking good the first time, or at least not like, well, like crap. So let's see. Okay, what's the problem? Okay, yeah, React Native is so easy. Okay, we can already enter a number, but nothing has happened. But this is no surprise as we have not implemented the square me function. Let's go back to it and add a simple check so it not crashes every time you remove everything inside the text field. You obviously might need to check for just numbers and whatever is inside this field, but that's not the purpose of this video. So again, we can call our Objective-C class, and now we can call this square me function as simple as this. And you might remember we need to give it the value which it should calculate, and it will return, or we will get a callback with an error code and the result of the calculation. So if there's any error happening, just log the error. Oh, we can use console error. And if there's no error, we want to set our state object, which is now the new number. Well, we can say it's the results, so that makes it clear at this point. Okay, let's try it out. Can't find variable number. Okay. What am I doing? I'm not sure. Do I have to need what? Ah, okay. Sorry, my bad. And there it is. Working just like you would expect it to. Awesome, right? And it gets always updated whenever you change the value of the field. So this is really brilliant. And yeah, well, that's all you need, and that's everything I wanted to say today. So make sure you implement this protocol and this bridge module. Use those macros from the bridge module. You can just require the module and use it. So if you like this tutorial, I would be happy if you follow my channel and let me know if you want more of this. So have a nice day.